All right, so today we're making a poppy seed almond cake. This is a recipe from Dessert Person Cookbook by Claire Saffitz. The most important thing is to have all your ingredients measured and ready to go so that the baking is straightforward and easy. So make sure you have everything prepared and at your side so you're ready to make the cake. All right, so go ahead and grab your bundt pan mold and grab some oil. And go ahead and line and coat the inside of the bundt pan with the oil. Don't forget to get that tunnel in the middle so that the cake won't end up sticking to the pan. So then you're gonna coat the inside with a layer of flour and then pat it off so that there's no excess. All right, let's get started on the recipe. So first you're gonna grab your granulated sugar and we're gonna need 2 1/3 cups of this. Go ahead and place that in, and then we need poppy seeds. We're specifically going to use 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds, so go ahead and throw that in there. And then we're going to need baking powder. So we're going to need 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. And then you're going to use kosher salt. Claire Saffitz recommends Diamond Crystal kosher salt. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of that. I'm sure you can use any kosher salt. And then you're gonna go ahead and grab your flour. For this recipe, we're gonna use 3 cups of flour. So go ahead and throw that in there. And then you're gonna mix it all up after you're done. And I've used separate bowls for dry ingredients versus wet ingredients, but you don't have to do that. You can just use one bowl for all of it. I just didn't have a bowl kind of big enough for all of it. So then you're gonna focus on your wet ingredients. So first we're gonna grab milk. We are going to grab 1 1/2 cups of whole milk. Then we're going to grab neutral oil or vegetable oil. If you have grapeseed, that's fine. 1 1/3 cups of oil. And then 3 large eggs. So go ahead and put that in the bowl. Then we're going to add in our extract. So first take 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And then we're going to add in the almond extract. So add 1 1/2 teaspoons of almond extract, and this is what really gives it its flavor. So make sure that you don't skip on this piece of the recipe and mix it all together. Again, I'm using 2 separate bowls. You don't have to do this, but I'm mixing the wet ingredients. So once you have the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, I just took them and found a bowl and threw it all in there, mixed it up so that all of the ingredients were well mixed together. And then grab the bundt pan from earlier and then go ahead and throw all of your mix inside the bundt pan and be sure to kind of spread that evenly. Give it maybe a little bit of a shake as well. All right, so that goes in the oven. The oven should have been preheated at 350 degrees. And so go ahead and pop that right in there. All right, so while that's in the oven, we're gonna focus on making the glaze. So the glaze for the cake has 5 different ingredients, pretty straightforward. So grab a bowl and throw your granulated sugar, or actually it's powder sugar, I'm sorry. It's 3/4 of a cup of powder sugar. You're gonna need 1/4 cup of orange juice, as well as 2 teaspoons of butter, melted. And then you're gonna need both vanilla extract and almond extract. So you're gonna need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. So go ahead and throw that in there and then get it all mixed together. Sometimes it can come out a little bit bumpy in the mixture. That's okay, just keep mixing it and try and get it as clean as possible. So after around 80 to 90 minutes, go ahead and pull the cake out and let it cool. This is really important. Let that cake cool for 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, so that the cake doesn't stick to the bundt pan. The last thing you want is the cake sticking to the bundt pan and then it doesn't come out as cleanly as you want it to. All right, so now we're at the moment of truth where we're gonna go ahead and flip over the bundt pan and see if the cake comes out cleanly. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So just be sure to give it a tap and pull your cake out. Again, it should be very cool at this point so that it doesn't stick to the bundt pan. All right, well, there you have it. There's the cake. We're not done yet. We need to put the glaze on, but looks like it came out pretty good. So make sure that you put enough oil and flour in that bundt pan before you put in the cake mix so that it comes out cleanly. All right, so then you're gonna poke some holes into the cake and then put your glaze over the cake. And make sure that if you want it to come out smoothly, you can keep whipping the glaze. So be sure to kind of follow that step. All right, so once the glaze is on there, let that cool off and then you can go ahead and cut yourself a slice. So there you have it, guys. This is one of my favorite recipes from the cookbook, pretty much because it's the easiest one, but it is so moist, it is so delicious, and everyone who's tasted it absolutely loves it. So be sure to follow the steps in her cookbook and enjoy your poppy seed almond cake.